And then, guys are playing out of position, so just doing what we can, but we don't use that as an excuse. And we just got to figure out a way to move past it and win some ball games.
Jaxson, their 3-point shooting, how much do you think was they hitting tough shots, or are you all not playing defense well enough?
A little bit of both, but I mean, that doesn't really, whether they're hitting shots or not, you can't make that as like an excuse. We got to figure out a way to stop their runs, and we didn't do that tonight. So.
What was Coach Pope's message to you just now right there?
Obviously everybody's upset. I feel like there wasn't much to say. What went wrong, and you got a game, and not long. So just moving on. It's conference play. So Tuesday we got another big game, big top 25 game. So just trying to figure out how to get there.
Now, from a point guard perspective, obviously with Lamont and Kerr out, and it seems like maybe out for a little while longer. What can you guys do specifically?
It's not really offense, it's defense. Gave up way too many threes. Had a lot of miscommunication defensively. We weren't talking about
Is that Lamont? Is Lamont usually kind of the most vocal part of that, or is that just one piece of five that is missing?
It's not one person, it's the entire team. Obviously, Lamont's a huge piece of this team, but one person doesn't define us. We all have to step up and lead and communicate better than we did tonight. So all we can do is just go back home, sit on it, and back it.
Jaxson, Arkansas was really pushing the pace. It was something a little bit out of the ordinary of what they usually do. I mean, they scored almost 90 points. Did that catch you guys by surprise?
No, I think where most of the transition points came from was probably off our turnovers. I don't think we had too many, but we gave up vital ones, and they got out and took advantage of it. So we just have to be better about taking care of the ball and then getting back and playing transition defense.
Was it kind of palpable how hard they were playing? I mean, it really seemed like they were giving effort above and beyond what you guys may normally see.
I think it was a big game. There was a lot of emotion going into it, especially for those guys, and I know our fans were really hyped for this game, so I'm sure that gave them a lot more confidence going into it, knowing they're the underdog. So I know what it feels like to be in that position. So credit to them for hitting shots and knocking them down, but it's what it is.
How difficult is it emotionally to navigate this league from the Vanderbilt game? You got to see come high there to this, just ups and downs of it.
It's tough, but I told you guys last week, it's just how conference goes. You can't dwell on it. You got 24 hours to think about it, and you got to move on. We got to do scout for Ole Miss. So, it's tough, but if we don't get prepared for Ole Miss, we might go in there and get smacked by 30. So we know we're a pretty good team. We got to figure out a way to move on and just figure out ways to keep it.
How much do you think all of this helps in March, going through stuff like this, the ups and downs of it, and having to move on from either one?
I think it's huge. Just to see the long competition that we have to play night in and night out. I think it's really going to benefit us. That's that.
Different is your preparation with or without Lamont? How does that change for you? For your role? Yeah, because it changes your role quite a bit.
I wouldn't say my preparation's any different. I got to see the game differently. I'd say that from the point guard perspective. I got to do better at trying to get my teammates more involved. That's not something I'm used to. Right off the ball, but nothing different as far as this preparation.
Coach Pope said on the podium how this one was painful afterwards. What did he say to it was all said and done?
Tough loss. We got to move on. Get ready for the next game.
Are you comfortable in that point guard role with Lamont Butler being out?
You got to do what I can. It's not whether I'm comfortable or not. The other team doesn't care. We don't have anybody else that can step up and play point guard. So somebody's got to do it.
Jaxson, you guys are known for bouncing back from any type of loss. I mean, that's not something that you guys struggle with, right? But what do you think, going into, how are you going to be able to get there, and what's just going to be the best way to kind of bounce back and get ready for, your next game and all that stuff?
Same thing we've been doing all season. Going back to the locker room, going to the film room, talking about it, figuring out ways we can get better. I mean, we know how we can get better, but going out and doing it next game. And then just being more consistent.
Did you get the sense at all? There was so much talk about John Calipari coming into this game and him coming back here. I know you played at Arkansas, but a lot of those guys, playing with 7 guys who had some ties to Kentucky, did it feel like it meant more? I mean, there was a lot of chatter out there for them. They're like they were maybe pretty hyped up for this one specifically.
I don't want to answer that question. I don't have anything good to say.
Jaxson, Coach Pope talked about the locker room being as down for this loss as any loss this season. Just what makes this loss so disappointing compared to any of the others?
I wouldn't say it's more disappointing than any of the others. We want to win every basketball game. I don't care if it's the old coach, the president, whoever it is that comes in here, we're still going to go out and try and win a basketball game. So, I mean, it's a tough loss regardless of who comes in here. So.
And what's it like when the game plan is to let them shoot threes and they just don't seem to miss?
See what happened? We lost.